repeater for net mode.
PL off.
The Denver Radio Club Net will begin at 8:30. This is K0TR. QSD from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs who are here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And with the COVID-19 restrictions, we've been meeting using virtual meetings, and we've been using Google. If you're on our mail list, you'll actually get an email that gives you the address to attend our meeting. If not, you can get that address on our website on www.w0tx.org. An Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and the St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you would like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. But again, with the COVID limitations, we've been living in our VE testing. We have to get a site large enough that we can actually get everyone spread out. So we identify those meeting dates on our website, and we'll also try and forward those dates here on this net. So you might stay tuned. And if you have questions, you can certainly contact our VE team lead, Tom Koshalski, KC2CAG, at 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TOR serving as net control. Are there special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now.
AC0VC.
AC0VC, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, good evening, Jim. Good evening, everyone on the net. The topic of VE exams, the Laurel VE team had a session scheduled in Denver, and that had to be canceled with the new restrictions that were implemented by the city of Denver, which limited the group to no more than 5 people. So the test was canceled. So to make up for that, another session was added to Elizabeth on October 31st, which is a Saturday. And we also have one on November the 29th, which is a Sunday. The first sessions start at 9 o'clock, and we can go up to groups of 10. For all the Patriot VE sessions, you do need to pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/W0PCT. You have to pre-register there, so all your information is in the system, and you will be provided a PIN number. So when you show up to take your test, you could take your test with a laptop or a tablet, and you would use that PIN number to sign in. There is also a test in Centennial on the 26th, Monday. And going forward, it would be the last Monday of each month, except for going into next year, there's a difference there. And let's see, I think I hit something else here. That'd be about it for right now. Oh, there's one in Longmont, the 3rd Sunday of every month, every odd month through the end of 2021. First session again is at 9 a.m. and that would be groups of 10 there also in Longmont. Oh, that's all I have for now, Jim. I just wanted to give you that update. They are doing the testing, but again, Denver, because of their restrictions, there won't be any testing in Denver. Back to you, AC0VC.
Thank you, Bill. We appreciate that, and I'm sure those on the net here tonight appreciate that as well. Hope anybody listening that would like to get exam taken can use that information to figure out when they might test. And we do have you checked in, so appreciate the announcement and all the information. Make one more call just in case anyone else has any special announcements or bulletins for the net. If so, please call now.
KD0DUJ, I have an announcement for Weaverage for the rest of the club.
KD0DUJ, go ahead, Chris. I do have you checked in.
Yeah, anybody in Denver Radio Club is interested. Just an FYI, the Weaverage Police Department just went encrypted. I was listening just the other day, and all of a sudden it just went completely quiet. So that's going to make it a lot harder for us to hear what's going on. but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be in touch with some people. But anyway, I thought I would just pass that on. KD0DJ back to net. Thanks, Jim.
All right, thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. And that's fairly common throughout the metro area, so they might even be one of the last ones to encrypt. So that's the way it goes. All right, let me make one more call. And anyone else with special announcements or bulletins for the net, please call now. All right, before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are they visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. All right, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo, please call now.
Kilowatt 0, Delta Papa Romeo, Paul and Aurora.
N0 ETV, Lance, Aurora, no traffic.
November 0, Delta Bravo Sierra, Dawn, Green Valley Ranch, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo, Greg in Denver, no traffic.
KB0CHT, Jeff in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Alpha Kilo, David Lakewood, no traffic. KC0CZ, Bob and Thornton.
Alpha Fox 0, Echo, Alex Bromfield.
KA5 DKS, Ken in Arvada.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 DPR Paul, N0 ETV Lance, N0 DPS Don, N5 CMK Greg, KB0 CHT Jeff, KF0 BAK David, KC0 CZ Bob, AF0E Alex, and KA5DKS Ken. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet. And radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
W0GB, Jerry in Westminster.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
Sail 7
GQ, Gino and Thornton.
Whiskey 0, India Bravo Alpha, Eric in Hudson, no traffic.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0JV Jerry, K6HJV Tom, AL7GQ Gino, and W0IBA Eric. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Correction, I believe it's Whiskey 0, India Bravo Alpha. India Bravo Alpha.
All right, thanks, Eric. That's what I had written down. Maybe I didn't say that, but W0IBA. Thank you. Let me move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Papa Romeo Lanier in Inglewood.
Kilo 0 Kilo Papa Sierra Kevin Lakewood.
Whiskey Foxtrot 0 Mike in Broomfield.
Whiskey 0 Mike Delta Kilo Matt in Denver.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 LPR Lanier, K0 KPS Kevin, W0 FM Mike, and W0 MDK Matt. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
I'll sign correction.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the Whiskey Foxtrot 0 Mike, WF0M. You had the letters rearranged just a bit. Thought I'd get that corrected.
All right, remove those around to Whiskey Foxtrot 0 Mike. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, thanks for that. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo. Stan in Denver, no traffic.
K0 RCW, Robert in Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa Jim Lakewood. November 0 Tango Oscar Echo Dick Lakewood.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB 9er QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John, Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2 SHR Stan, K0RCW Robert, N0TRP Jim, N0TOE Dick, KB9er QDG Carl, and KE0RVZ John. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UZ, Marshall in Glendale.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. KF0UV Marshall. Make second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call out. Cover entire alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call out.
Kilo Echo 0, Mike Golf Tango, Don and Aurora. No traffic.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KE0MGT Don and K1DBC Drone. Be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Howard, W0GV, go through and cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry. The net is yours.
All righty, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Don't really have too much. It's been pretty quiet club-wise here lately, which is good, I guess, especially when the weather's like it is tonight. So hope everybody stays in, stay warm. I'm showing 10 degrees here in Westminster area. It's been snowing off and on all day. I guess we're going to get some of the same tomorrow, and then looks like a nice warm-up after that. So according to what I was looking at on WeatherBug. So anyway, everybody have a good evening, and I'll pass it back to you, Jim. W0GV.
W0GV, this is K02R. Thanks much, Jerry. We do appreciate that. And I don't see anyone that indicated they had traffic when they checked in. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R, your net control station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now. All right, now go through and cover weekend contests, so we don't have any upcoming Hamfests. Anything that's on the calendar for this year, all the cancellations because of COVID. And so we'll go through and cover the contest coming up this next weekend. So the first one we have is the Russian Worldwide Multi-Mode Contest. That begins on October 31st at 1200 hours Zulu. That goes through November 1st until 11:59 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters. That is a CW phone and digital contest. And next we have is the UKEI DX contest. Begins on October 31st at 1200 hours Zulu. Goes through November 1st until 1200 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters. And that is a phone contest. Next one we have begins on November 1st. That's the North American Single Sideband Sprint Contest. It begins on November 1st at 0 hours Zulu, goes through November 1st until 0400 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 20 meters, and that's a phone contest. Next we have the Silent Key Memorial Contest. Begins on November 1st at 0600 hours Zulu, goes through November 1st until 0859 hours Zulu. That's on 80 and 40 meters. That's a CW contest. Next, we have the Classic Exchange. Begins on November 1st at 1400 hours Zulu. That goes until November the 4th until 0800 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 2 meters. That is a CW contest. And lastly, we have the High Speed Club contest. Begins on November 1st at 1500 hours Zulu, goes through November 1st until 1800 hours Zulu. That is on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a CW contest. Couple reminders. The High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon, where the early check-ins begin at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz on the 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturn Net, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. They meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs. 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset. 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset. 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset. 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset. 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset. 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset. And our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. 147.330 megahertz. Repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz build tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz build tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency that have different propagation requires that you monitor the frequency to assure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz build tone for activation except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with a required 107.2 hertz PL tone. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you have a great week. 7-3. Tonight we had a total of 29 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 8:59, and repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR, your net control station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this is K0TR, and I am clear.